For me, 9/11 was a defining moment. It changed the entire trajectory of my life, and it changed the entire trajectory of my career. I'm also a person of color, I'm a religious minority, and I was also personally affected by a lot of the discrimination that happened in our post-9/11 landscape. It's one of the reasons I became a civil rights lawyer, right? I'm also a refugee to the United States. So I came to the US when I was younger, fleeing war in the Middle East. So this has really been a crucible for me, but I think for whatever reason, I have responded positively to these trials and tribulations. And not just me, but my team, we have decided that our response to adversity in the civil rights or inequality space is to ask, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? And that takes us to this idea of like, what can we build? It's great to talk about it. It's great to write about it. People are doing amazing writing and amazing speaking and amazing research. We're the ones that come in and say, how do we take this research and build something around it, right? How do we make it so that we don't have to talk about this, right? So we've just solved this issue, right? Give it a sense of finality. And so we look at our background, our trials, our adversities as something that is important and defines us, but doesn't make us cynical, right? It instead moves us to a place where we're positive, where we want to actually do something about it, solve that problem. And I will say that that ethos fits in really well at Arizona State. What we're doing is we're building a new way for communities to solve problems. In this country, we have a belief, we kind of uplift the individual, right? The individual entrepreneur. But this idea that he or she or they can do this or that, and they're innovative, and they deserve your funding, and they go on Shark Tank, so on and so forth, right? But what we don't think about is, what about the community? Why can't a community of people, a community organization, residents in a city, why can't they be entrepreneurial? Right? Why can't they build a solution to their own problems? Why do they have to go to Congress and lobby all the time? Why do they have to go and litigate or protest? We now live in a time where knowledge is democratized, where you can build products using 3D printers, you can code software at an extremely low cost. So that's the model we're trying to build at the Difference Engine. That's what makes us unique. There's nobody else doing this, and we're doing this with the brightest students, the most brilliant faculty at Arizona State University, and we're interdisciplinary. Because the university has been such a great supporter and partner of our work, they believed in this idea that you can use tech and civil rights and build stuff to solve community problems. We are now at a place where we have support from philanthropic organizations like the Ford Foundation and the Henry Luce Foundation. We have an executive board made up of Canon, Sodexo, Follett, companies that support our work. We even got a grant from the Biden administration as well for the work that we've done. But we could still use more help, because it takes a lot to run the Difference Engine. Because we're not doing research, because we're not just writing, we're building stuff, we require some resources to prototype, to build, and we pay our students a very good living wage, a decent wage, because we are a center tackling inequality, and we also support the communities that we work with. So if you're in LA, you want to learn more about our work, come on by. It's a beautiful space at the Herald Examiner building. It's a historic building. We'd love to show you what we're working on and find ways where hopefully you can support our work, whether it's financially or whether it's by joining our board of advisors or whether it's by encouraging other young people to work with us as well.